Hare Krishna. Those who don't want to drown have to make waves. Making waves is a metaphorical way, idiomatic way of stating doing something in a very dramatic, sensational way, or just basically having a huge impact. So now some people always want to be very discreet, low profile. They don't want to make any waves. Some people like to make waves. If they do something, they want the whole world to know I am doing this. Other people just keep doing slow, at a slow level, at a low profile, they keep doing things. So now sometimes we may have a preference to make waves, and we may sometimes not have a preference to make waves. But at the same time, if we take the literal meaning of the word making waves, if somebody is in an ocean, then if they are to swim at one level, swimming means making waves. When we swim, we move our hands and legs in a way, and in a particular way when we move it, that creates waves. Of course, how far those waves will extend, how long those waves will last, that will depend on the overall turbulence of the water over there. If the water is already very stormy, the waves created by us may have no longevity or effect at all. If the water is relatively still, then the waves may ripple for a longer distance. But the point is, to swim, one needs to make waves. If somebody says, I won't make any waves at all, then they will simply drown. So similarly, we are in the material ocean. The present material existence is often compared to an ocean. In Sanskrit, this is referred to as Bhava Sagar, the ocean of material existence. And in this way, in this ocean, when we exist, we have to make waves if we want to swim towards a spiritual destination. The tide of the water in the material ocean, the flow of water is away from the spiritual. It is towards material consciousness. And if we want to move towards spiritual consciousness, then we need to swim against the tide. That means we have to create waves. And actually, what does creating waves means? It is not that every time we do something spiritual, we have to broadcast it to the whole world. We don't have to be exhibitionists who make a public show of everything that they do. But at the same time, just by being spiritual, we often make choices, we make decisions that differentiate us from others. Now, many of the pleasures that the world keeps chasing after, we may decide, I'm not going to chase after them. Many of the things that people eat, people watch, we may decide, I'm not interested in these. Once we decide that itself draws attention. So when this kind of waves are created, we cannot avoid this. If we are too fearful of creating waves, then we will simply drown. So the Bhagavad Gita says that basically there are two kinds of people. There are materialistic people and there are spiritual people. And these two are irreducibly different. So in 2.69 in the Bhagavad Gita it is stated, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muneh. So using the metaphor of day and night, the Gita conveys that which is day means the period, the area of illumination, the area of action. That which is day for the people in general, that is night for the spiritualists. That means they have no interest in this. They don't want to act in that direction. On the other hand, that which is day for the spiritualists, things which they consider very important, purifying their consciousness, refining and elevating their consciousness, that the materialistic people feel, what is the use of this? It's simply a waste of time. So there is this irreducible difference which is there. And just by being spiritual, we will create waves. And if we are too afraid of creating waves, we will simply drown. Later on also Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna talks about the characteristics of those in knowledge, in 13.8 to 12, he also says, Vivikta desha sevitvam aratir jana samsadi. He says one has to be detached from the general mass of people if one wants to act in knowledge and grow in knowledge. So by recognizing that we need to make waves if we are not to drown, if we don't take a stand different from others, then we will just be consumed by the materialistic way of living, we'll be pushed along in that direction, and we will be drowned, our spiritual aspirations will be destroyed. So rather than being afraid of making waves, we can focus on moving towards our destination. And if while moving to our destination, some of us may create big waves, some of us may create small waves. But we don't have to be wave centered. We need to be destination centered, that is Krishna centered. And by being Krishna centered, whatever waves we create, that will actually inspire others also to move towards Krishna. And thus we as well as others will be benefited. Thank you. Hare Krishna.